Group on. Okay, so, oh, what is that? Mids, that group, phenomenal job. That is exactly how to win this fight, is to get a mid flank group. Also, there's like an awesome, the other side of the tower is perfect for this stuff because they're so close that if you look at this map, they could come around at the zone wall and then hit. It's kind of like a exaggerated drawing, right? But they could go behind the tower too and come around and hit. But this was great. What a nice job. On the left.
Frosty.
I'm just trying to get reps off of them so that they can't. It's not really going to do a whole lot, but I'm trying.
Kobe.
Okay, now look at what's happened already. Hibs spread out. They definitely spread out. You can tell just by looking at it. The mids are pushing a lot more effectively. There's a more uniform push. The Hibs are, I don't know where. The Hibs are definitely not organized. And now what's happened is because there wasn't a clear understanding of what needed to happen around the tower. You've got folks that died up here, right? Because there wasn't like a specific call on what to do, and you got Hibs that died over here. So it's not a criticism of Jedi. I'm not. It like the calls were right. I'm just saying, like, in retrospect, I think directions could have been a little bit better to say, hey, like, we could use the tower. I don't know what the bonuses look like at this point, but hey, we could use the tower. We should, everybody get inside the tower. Or healers and casters inside the tower. Casters second floor. Everybody else, I want you underneath the tower on the southwest corner or southeast corner of the tower. That ensures that we're going to live, right? I think at this point, because of the elevation advantage that all of these guys have, it's not really an issue of line of sight at this point. It's just being able to see everything way better. I mean, and this is like a great, I think, example of why elevation matters. I'm looking, it's not that I'm not like, I'm vertically challenged as a Luri, right? But I can't see everybody that's behind here. I could see this guy, and I can see this guy. But there might be casters behind this tank train that I'm not able to see. I can't see what's over here. There might be people over here I can't target. There might be people behind here I can't. So with elevation, there's a lot more of that visibility. And that's why it really makes or breaks a fight. I think if it was me, I would have, in this fight, I probably would have said one of the two things I just said before, which was everybody, healers and casters in the tower, casters second floor, tanks outside. Or I would have said everybody get in the tower. Because they're not gonna treb the tower down. They're gonna push into the tower. And there's a good opportunity for us to win a fight there. I don't like this at all.
Too far away. I'm in the
I
tower.
don't like this at all.
Guys, come on, that's our tower.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This isn't gonna work. So, look at the mids. Concerted effort to push. Tank group here. I don't know what's going on over here. These guys might be a little out of the fight. I'm not sure why. There might be more Hibs over here that they're thinking about dealing with. These guys, if there's any criticism of the mids, they can move up. It would be way more helpful. These people are not getting RPs. That's the issue, right? If they moved up in this fight, there's nothing but mids here. And they can easily focus on stuff that's on the top of the tower. They need to move up. But at this point, look at this. The fight's over.
Frank. Fight, guys, fight!
I'm in a fucking static.
No, I'm going in.
Somebody can, then that would be appreciated.
I can't do a whole lot.
Get inside. It's our tower.
Standing in two statics.
Oh, we're gonna fucking die here.
We
God
should have,
damn it.
there should have been a call in a direction.
Like,
Patreon.com/RamicMedia for the
everybody's
recap on that
inside,
one.
no wonder.
Got egg inside.
Door's almost open.
Alright, fight bottom. Let's go. Fight,
Bottom?
fight.
Okay, so a good call, a little late. calling the fight on the bottom, I think, should have probably been one of the first things that was said. Again, this is all like critiquing after the fact, and I'm in my comfy leather chair talking about what I'm seeing now, right? And in the moment, it's really difficult. But if we think about trying to call these fights early and trying to communicate what's the next step going to be? What's the next thing that I'm going to have to deal with? Not just fighting, but where and how and why am I fighting? You know, is it better for me right now, based on the looks of it, to hold the first floor? Probably not. Just based on the amount of tank trains that are on mid right now. The best thing for us probably is to hold the Lord Room. We have STs, right? We have PBAE. I think, or not Lord Room, second floor is probably the best place for us to be here in this particular situation. You could argue it's first floor. I think it might be second. But it's just a little, I think it's a little too late now to be calling a hold on the first
Bottom,
floor.
okay. Going bottom.
Come on, tanks.
And you've already got mids coming up.
Fight.
These tanks
Got
are
it.
already well
We're already
past.
pushing up.
So fight first floor, right? Mids are, it's over. They're so tank heavy now, right? And there's an advantage. If I just scoot back a little bit, there's an absolute advantage
Okay. Going bottom.
to holding the second floor. Look at the size of this choke. It's way easier to, in my opinion, it is way easier to control this choke point here with tanks than it is to try and deal with them once they've got through the front door and have the entire reign of the first floor to do whatever they want. When you've got a tank, when you're fighting a tank heavy BG, my opinion is your best bet is to focus all of your PBA here, get all of your range casters here, get somebody who's focused on disease, and drop STs on the big push. Don't drop all, coordinate them. I've got the first ST, dropping it in 3, 2, 1, dropped, okay? And then somebody calling for another ST and another ST, but coordinating the push. If you wipe those tanks out, they're so tank heavy here. If you coordinate your ST drop and you get the tanks stuck in an ST, you get them diseased and you kill them, the next step, the easiest step, even if you've got 50 to 75% of the numbers of what's remaining, your next best step is to come down and then start working on everybody in the first floor. Because now you have the elevation advantage. You've got a line of sight break with the stairs. It's AoE City on the first floor. Because you're able to get targets in the center of the first floor that will, because of the radius of the AoE spells, will start pinging now other people on other sides of the room. That's when the fight's over. Here it's too late.
Fight.
Got a group already pushing
They're already
up.
up on the Lord.
It's already over.
I mean, I think these guys are stuck in this ST, maybe? But, man. I mean, Mids just nailed us here. And that, oh my god, that flank group. That gets me tingly. Watching that flank group come in. That's exactly how the Mids need to fight.
Fuck's sakes.
Yeah. You can't fight him in a tower, I don't think.
You can if you do it
when
right.
you're set up. You can when you're set up, but I don't know why our healer died right on ink. I need to get another healer in this group.
Come here. Too many.
I'm here. At this point, I'm just biding time.
Not.
And I think part of it, right, is that at this point, I know I'm dead. I'm not going to blow mock because we could get into another fight in 5 minutes. But I'm just trying to get as many dots as I can off because the bonus will inevitably, I think, right, increase for me the more damage I do during the fight. And maybe potentially get a kill or two because these dots are ticking pretty hard.
Timbuktu's out group is up at Crossfire.
Is it just a group or is it the
Extra
Zerg?
is back as well.
Or what?
They hit my mines.
Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, they're all up top.
So, anyway, Mids did great. A good lesson for Hibs. That's all.